This is the first time the company has shared videos of this version of Atlas.
This robot, I should say, stumbling around your screens before.
A lot of problems that have to be solved. They're still pretty slow.
Hypermobility to them as they have to the rest of the robot. You can see.
I want to think of it as being in like a creative mode instead of in a productive mode.
Boston Dynamics' latest version of Atlas is no longer just a marvel of engineering. It's unsettling. With movements so lifelike, reactions so fluid, and a presence that's almost too real, many are asking, have we gone too far? From awe to anxiety, the world is reacting. And as Atlas walks, jumps, and navigates with eerie human precision, one question keeps popping up. Are we really ready to share our world with machines that mirror us this closely? Let's take a deep dive into why people are freaking out, and what it says about our future with machines. The evolution of Atlas. Since its 2013 debut, Boston Dynamics' Atlas has evolved from a robot that could run and jump to one that moves with uncanny human-like precision. The latest version of Atlas showcases an advanced sense of balance, coordination, and agility, enabling it to navigate rough terrain, jump obstacles, and even perform parkour. Its fluid, lifelike movements have sparked a wave of public unease. No longer just a machine, Atlas now mirrors how humans move, creating an eerie sense of connection. As robots become more relatable and realistic, many are left wondering, are we emotionally prepared for machines that feel this real?
This robot, I should say, stumbling around your screens before. Atlas, kind of stunning too. A humanoid robot.
The human factor. Why Atlas feels too real. There's something unsettling about watching a robot move in such a natural way. At first glance, you might think you're watching a human perform extreme feats of athleticism, only to realize it's a machine. And that realization is where the discomfort starts to creep in. Psychologists call this reaction the uncanny valley. It's the idea that when something looks and behaves almost like a human, but not quite, it triggers a sense of unease. The more lifelike the robot, the more human-like the movements, the greater the feeling of eeriness. While the tech world celebrates these breakthroughs, there's a growing concern about how we relate to machines that look and act like us. Think about it. Atlas is not just walking like a person, it's reacting like a person. If it stumbles, it recovers. If it's pushed, it regains its balance. This ability to respond like a human body is both amazing and unnerving. It's one thing to see a robot on wheels or with limited movement, but Atlas blurs the line between human and machine. This brings us to a crucial question. How much lifelike behavior in a robot is too much? And more importantly, what are the psychological and societal implications of a robot that seems too real? People's reactions. Fascination meets fear. As the videos of Atlas performing flips and other acrobatics have gone viral, the response has been mixed. On the one hand, there's awe. The idea of a robot that can move as fluidly as a human opens up new possibilities in various industries, including search and rescue, medical assistance, and even entertainment. On the other hand, there's fear. Some people are worried that robots like Atlas could replace humans in the workforce, especially in industries that require physical labor. Imagine Atlas performing tasks that were once done by people, from construction to delivering goods. This could be a game changer for efficiency, but a nightmare for employment. The fear is that as robots like Atlas evolve, they may take over jobs that were traditionally performed by humans, creating economic instability. Others are more concerned about the implications of having a robot that is so human-like. What happens if robots become indistinguishable from people in their movements and interactions? Will they become too integrated into society? These questions are still up for debate, but they are part of the larger conversation about how these robots will fit into our world.
We're exploring what we can do with the robot and how we can improve it and what sorts of additional smarts with
Do we need to slow down? At this point, it's crucial for us to ask ourselves, should we slow down the development of human-like robots like Atlas? We've reached a tipping point in technology, and it's up to us to steer it in a direction that benefits everyone. We can't ignore the ethical and societal implications of creating robots that feel too real. As these advancements continue, we must ensure that the conversation surrounding them involves not just technologists but ethicists, lawmakers, and the public. So before we go any further, it's time to think carefully about where we want to take this technology. Let us know in the comments what you think. Is this a breakthrough, or are we crossing a line? How Atlas can change the world. While some people feel uneasy, others see the positive potential of robots like Atlas. The abilities of Atlas, especially its agility and dexterity, could revolutionize industries where human capabilities are limited or dangerous. For example, Atlas could be deployed in disaster zones to assist with search and rescue operations, where navigating rubble and dangerous terrains is often a matter of life and death. In the future, Atlas could be used for tasks that are too hazardous for humans, such as working in toxic environments, exploring other planets, or performing complex surgeries. There's also the possibility that robots like Atlas could enhance human productivity. By taking over physically demanding jobs, these robots could free people to focus on more creative or intellectual pursuits. The rise of robotics could lead to greater innovation in fields like medicine, engineering, and education, as these robots can assist in ways that were previously thought impossible. Atlas could be the first step toward a future where robots and humans work together to solve the world's most pressing challenges.
For mobility to them as they have to the rest of the robot. You can see the finger starts on the bottom to help lift the...
What does it mean to create lifelike machines? As we develop more advanced robots, the ethical questions grow more complex. At what point do we stop treating robots as mere tools and start seeing them as something more? If robots like Atlas continue to evolve and learn to mimic human behavior, do they deserve rights? Can we continue to program them to serve us without considering their autonomy? These are questions that need to be addressed, and the sooner the better. The debate over artificial intelligence, AI, and its ethical implications is growing louder. We need to consider the broader consequences of developing robots that can think, learn, and move like humans. How do we ensure that these machines are used ethically, and how do we prevent them from being exploited or misused? As we venture further into a world with more autonomous machines, it's vital that we approach this new era with responsibility and consideration. Atlas is just the beginning, and how we respond to this technology will shape the future of robotics. So, what do you think? Are you excited by the possibilities, or are you freaked out by the idea of robots that are too human-like? Share your thoughts below.